Hi there. So today I'm going to talk to you about a query that a lot of small business owners really come to me with. And the main concern that they have is that they've just started this business, they've started to hire new people. Now, how can they actually give them the work that they are doing currently? So the first question I want to ask you is, who are the people that you hired? What is the kind of hiring have you done? Have you really got the right people for the right jobs? Are they really fitting into the right roles? The kind of job that you want them to execute, are they having the capability to actually do that work? Do they have that kind of expertise or the experience to do that work? So that's the first and foremost thing that one needs to look at. Of course, it's important that you should trust the person, right? Obviously, someone who's been, your associate for maybe 10, 12 years, obviously you can trust that person more than someone who's absolutely new. That's for sure. But at the same time, trust is built over time. You know, it's not going to happen overnight, right? Today you hire somebody, and tomorrow you can start, delegating the work to that person immediately. It's obviously not going to happen that way. So how is trust going to be built? The trust is usually built by having strong integrity, right? And that trust that you have in your people. So the trust, if you expect from others, the first it needs to come from you into the, you know, to your employees, to your people, because if they don't see that, they're not going to reciprocate. They are being led by you. You are actually asking them to mirror what you are doing. That's what you're doing actually as a leader, right? So if you want certain actions from your team, you need to start putting those actions in front of them so that they can see that and they can actually follow you, right? So when I say trust, it will be built, of course, by you trusting them. That's one. The other is also the kind of culture that you have in your organization, right? So is it performance based culture, or is it just a culture which is based on somebody's whims and fancies, maybe someone in your team or even yours? You like somebody or you don't like somebody, so you promote the person, right? Or is it really depending on the performance of the individual? That's one of the things. The other is, how do you recognize the right talent in your team? Do you actually make a big announcement about somebody who's achieved something in the team? Acknowledge him or her in front of everybody. Uh, how do you actually give feedback to people? Obviously, people are working for you. There will be, concerns. There will be difference, in terms of their execution, and you wanting them to execute certain things. You obviously have to give certain feedback. But how do you give those feedback, right? So, do you really call somebody in a meeting and say, okay, this is how you did it, and this is not the way to execute this job. Maybe you should do this better, or next time, please don't do this kind of work. Or do you call him or her into your office and have a one-on-one chat with that person? So how do you actually do a feedback? Is very important. Right? And we're all adults, of course. We are asked to do certain jobs, and we should do those jobs. But there will be obviously, certain discrepancies at times. How do you handle those discrepancies? It's very, very crucial. Your people will stick with you, they will trust you. And so, because they're going to trust you, they'll also try to implement what you're teaching them. And so the growth will happen only when you are knowing how to construct the right feedback to your teams. So this is a complete, process which you need to follow. Loyalties will happen with you over a period of time as you build these kind of step by step, processes in your culture, in your execution, in your leadership, right? The way you are actually taking your people from point A to point B. How are you communicating with your teams on a day-to-day basis? Are you really, um, executing the communication the right way, the way it should be done? Are your goals aligned with your team goals? Are they aware what your goals are, first of all? Are they aware of your vision or your organization's vision? You know, uh, Many times we see that there is a complete disconnect from the vision of the owner of the company to the next in line and the next people, next to the down people. So there is there has to be a connection between what you want the organization to achieve and what they are also wanting to do, right, for that particular vision or goal. And if there's a disconnect, obviously, no, there will be no proper communication. You think things are happening, but actually nothing is happening. Yeah. So these are just a few tips which I wanted to share with you. You can keep these in mind when you are either starting up a new business or you're already in a business for a couple of years and you want to take your organization to the next level. A few pointers to kind of, keep a check on. Yeah. And of course, if you want to know more and you want to discuss, what exactly is happening in your organization, a specific case study of your organization, I'm happy to set aside about 60 minutes for this call with you. And in that call, we will discuss with you your vision, your goal for the organization, any roadblocks that is stopping you, and also we'll set up a game plan as to how you're going to actually achieve those goals. So I'm doing this, once in a month. I do at least 5 complimentary sessions. Usually, I charge to $50 for each session, but I will do it in case you are seeing this video and you see this link below this video. You can click on that and block a slot in my calendar. I'm happy to do that 1 hour call with you, and let's see how we can, work together on this and help you to achieve your organization goals and your team goals. So I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. God bless.